evening, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. My name's Phil. Now, every Monday night is normally FANZONE show, but tonight, of course, we are away at Birmingham. Of course, you can see I'm not at the game. I'm going to be watching at home, just like many of you are. But we know a few of you will be at the match. We're hoping Tom and Reedy, who are there for Leicester Fan TV tonight, will be joining us. We want your views. The team news is out. It's Birmingham v Leicester. Cody's on the bench. Daka starts for a third time. Looking forward to that. And the Wagatha Christie match. It's been cancelled because Vardy's not anywhere to be seen. Get your views in, get your score predictions. We want to know what you think about the team news, what you think the score is going to be, and so much more. So join me up until kickoff in tonight's FANZONE show special.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content, like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live. Thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Follow Blinds, Pocker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Nubian Co, and the Fox's Arms and Rainbows. We are live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, good evening. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Don't forget you can follow us at Leicester Fan TV on all socials there. Thanks everybody for watching. As ever, we'll do this in the normal style. You can get your views in, you can get your comments in, get them up on screen. Good evening. Karen, Aunt Karen's watching. She says 2-0 Leicester win. Let's hope so, Karen. Scooby Buzz 3-0 to the Filberts. He says there. Good evening, Bubba says there. Reedy's joined us already. He's in the ground. Can you hear me, Reedy?
I can hear you. How are you?
Well, let's talk to you, Reedy. I'll get some comments on screen while we're there. We don't know how long we'll get Reedy on screen for because the connection in ground is normally bad. David says, good evening. Daka to score with Ndidi and KDH 3-0. You see, there you go. I told you we're already losing Reedy. Reedy, if you can hear me, tell me what are your views on the team news?
It's pretty good. Obviously, there's only one change in JJ. I kind of called that. I don't think Cody suited the style really, so I'm glad that JJ's back in. Other than that, I'm not too sure. There's nothing really you can say. Obviously, maybe Ndidi, maybe, I guess. But obviously, I know you're a big fan of Ndidi, so I don't see why he wouldn't be in the squad. But other than that, you can't really fault it. Probably the best 11 you could play out there. So
yeah, again, Daka gets third start on the trot. I'm trying to work out when the last time he played 3 on the trot was, Reedy. But I know you're a big fan of Daka's, and it's good he's getting some game time.
Yeah, completely. Obviously, he scored 2 and 2 now. Obviously, he might have been tappings and whatnot, but he is obviously in the right places. He nearly scored another one against, was it Plymouth in the first half? So it is what it is. Obviously, now with Vardy and Kelechi Iheanacho out, it's going to be his time to shine, and hopefully he gets another one tonight.
We've got a few comments. Obviously, the Rudy v Vardy scenario's not happening. I don't know. I think it maybe puts focus back on the football, Reedy, rather than the off-the-ball sort of stuff. Vardy's just not fit, is he?
No, he's not fit. And obviously, in a way, to be honest, I'm kind of glad he's not here because it would be all about him versus Rooney. And obviously, if he scored, then he'd go to Rooney. And as much as, I don't know, it would have been fun to see. I think it's glad that he's not here. It's all about the football now, and hopefully we can get the 3 points. So it doesn't really matter about off the field issues. So I'm just glad that we can concentrate on getting the win here.
Yeah, Reedy, again, thanks for joining us. I hope you can keep hearing me. Andy Smith asks here, bit of a strange decision to have 2 keepers on the bench, but no Pratt or Albrighton. Is there anything to read into that? Are they injured? Are they ill?
It's hard. It's hard because you'd think, is there injuries? Is there not? Pratt has been coming on the last couple of games, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Patrick Hook says both injured, he's hearing in there. So's Louis saying that.
Yeah, again, if it's injury based, then obviously there's only so many players you can put on the bench, and if it is going to be 2 keepers instead of a youngster, then that's how it is. But again, you probably would prefer a youngster on the bench and attacking wise than having 2 keepers on the bench. But it's all right.
Yeah, Reedy, again, somebody in the Facebook group here talking about Connor Cody. Still can't get a strong foothold as a first-team player. Just others are good enough. Again, Cody, I know, again, you've not always been his biggest fan this season, Reedy. Justin's come back in and Cody's sort of dropped out.
Yeah, again, I just don't think Cody suits the style, really. Obviously, he's a good player. We brought him in at the start of the season thinking he was going to be one of the captain spots, but like I say, I don't think he's really fitted into the squad much when he has been in. So, and obviously with Doyle getting injured, JJ's fitting his role kind of perfectly. So, when you do switch it up, it doesn't work too well. So I'm kind of glad that we have gone back to our kind of full force 11.
Okay, really. I don't want to let you go yet. I want to keep you on if you can, but can you spin your camera around, just twist it around? I'm going to put it on so everybody can see what you can see. Because obviously, all us lot who are back at home or all around the world, wherever we are, it's always fantastic to get a bit of a view of the backs of the heads of people that are there. But a nice ground, St Andrews, a decent ground. Is it all open now, Reedy? Because it went through, a lot of it was condemned, wasn't it?
1 second.
There's about 45 minutes to kick off, Reedy. So, plenty of Leicester fans there.
There's a few, obviously, as you can see, they're starting to fill in, but not too many. But yeah, it's getting a bit more packed than before.
What have you had for your pre-match? A bit of a pie or a pint or a curry?
No, I've had my chips for today.
He's had his chips. Chips plus your bacon cob this morning. Don't forget that, Reedy. Right. Score predictions then before we let you go.
I'm going to go for a 2-0, I think. Obviously, I'm pretty sure I said a 2-1 before, but looking at the team news, I think we can get a 2-0 and Dak is going to get both.
Okay, well, we'll see you later, Reedy, hopefully.
Yep, see you in a bit.
Brilliant. Thanks, Reedy. Thanks for joining us there. Obviously, fantastic that he's there. Tom's there as well. If anybody is at the match, do go and say hello to them. I didn't get a ticket tonight. I just don't have enough points. I think I'm on about 508 points, something like that, and just it doesn't come down. We've talked about away tickets before. It doesn't matter if you want one. If you just haven't got enough points, just can't get one. And I don't mind. People might call me a plastic fan. I'd say 47 years of watching Leicester. Season ticket doesn't make me a plastic fan. Just not built up enough away fan points. But that's the way it goes. Been like it for years. Bubba says, weather looks pretty mild in there. I don't think it's too bad, Bubba. Bubba's watching it over in the States. What's your score predictions, Bubba? Patrick Hook says, Cody will get his chance. Vestergaard is 1 yellow from a 2-game ban. That's a good shout there, Patrick. Vestergaard has got a lot of yellow cards this season. And it's going to be interesting to see how I think he'll just play his normal game tonight, Patrick, won't he? So it could be that Connor Cody gets his chance and takes it, maybe a little bit like Daka's taking his chance. Andy watching on Facebook, thanks Andy, says, really want to see Cannon score his first goal. I've seen bits of Cannon. He looks a different type of player maybe to Jamie Vardy and Daka. Maybe a bit in between Nacho and Vardy. So it's going to be interesting to see what he is. A lot of Everton fans were disappointed to see him go. So it will be interesting to see when Cannon gets going, see what he's like. Scooby says, just a quickie, would you have kept Johnny Evans at the club? Just thought he's having a fair season with that team called United. Scooby, listen, he's one of those at the end of the season, end of last season, contract was up. I think, listen, he won't be thinking twice the fact that he's playing at Manchester United and not at Leicester, bless him. So I can't blame him. There's going to be a few players at the end of this season, Scooby, as well, who I think contracts are up. They will go because that's how it goes. They'll go and get a decent payday somewhere else. Gav saying 3-1 to Leicester. Let's hope so. Adrian is saying 2-1. Daka to get the first goal in there. Now, tonight, we have got a watch-along. Michael from the States out there in Seattle is going to do a watch-along. So as soon as I've finished at about 7:45, 7:50, Michael's going to start the watch-along. So if you want to have him, you might have him on your lap on a phone or an iPad, be watching it on Sky Sports or Fox's Hub, wherever you're watching it tonight. No hooky streams, of course. Nobody does that. It's all legit. But wherever you're watching it, however you're watching it, have Michael on as well. If you've ever watched Michael do a watch along, you know he can get a little bit excited, which is pretty nice when Leicester score a goal. So I'll certainly be watching him. And then I'll be popping back on at half-time on the watch-along show, and we'll be doing a full-time show as well. Ryan says 3-0 to Leicester. Thanks, Ryan, watching there on Facebook. Richie's watching it on TV. What, watching this on TV or the match on TV? But either way, is McAteer injured? Says Peter. Well, he's not made that first team again, Peter, and he's not on the bench. I'm just going to check the bench. Let's go through it. So Manson, Ricardo, Fies, Vestergaard, Justin, Winks, Ndidi, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, Fatwa, Daka, Mavadidi. And then we've got the two keepers, Stolzic, can't say it still, Ward. Then you got Connor Cody, Suter, Nelson, Chowdhury, Kasedi, Inacho, and Cannon. So no McAteer. I'm guessing he might have a knock because I'm sure he would have made the bench, Peter. But if anybody knows better, please do let us know. Trevor says Leicester have got the best away record in all 4 leagues. Come on. Should be there. Birmingham's results recently have been a bit mixed. I think they won away at Cardiff, but they've certainly lost a few games. I think in the last 5, they've won 2 out of it is in there. So it should be Tust. Should have been there tonight, but COVID took its grip. Wounded, says somebody. Who's that on the Facebook group? Let us know who's that. Get well soon. Hopefully you're not too poorly. Trevor says Vardy out. No Wagatha Millarkey. I know in there. It would have added a little bit of spice to it, but we'll have to wait for Birmingham to come to Leicester and see how it's going in there. Chris Mobbs. It is Mobsy. You're right, Mobsy. How are you doing? Full house watching in. Oh, God, you're going to make me say it. He lives out there in Dutchland. Barocula. Anyway, hi, Chris. Hope you're well. Hope Kareen's well as well. Give us a big Blue Army shout out there, Mobsy. Craig says 3-1 Daka hat-trick. Listen, Craig, we're all starting to get a little bit behind Daka, which is nice. It's what he needs, isn't it? You know the trouble, though, Craig? He's going to go off to the AFCON, isn't he? He's going to score a little set of goals for us, 5 or 6 maybe by AFCON, and then we're all going to be like, oh, what are we going to do now? We have to go back to, well, not the worst thing, to go back to Jamie Vardy, or maybe that's when Cannon will step up. Glenn watching on LinkedIn. Good evening, Glenn. We don't get many comments from LinkedIn, so it's nice to see Glenn watching over there. He says, big game tonight with Ipswich and Leeds dropping points. You're right there. Obviously, Ipswich had the Norwich derby, and Ipswich have got Leeds, I think, next. So, you know, it's a tricky little time for Ipswich. So anyway, Glenn goes on to say, we have to be ruthless. However, I think that it'll be a tight affair, 2-1 to Leicester. I agree with you, Glenn. I think tonight, again, it's the same. It's Enzo ball. It's patience. It's a lot of possession. It's a lot of passes. Stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. That's what I'm having to say it to myself. I need to write it down and just go, stick with the plan, Phil. Don't lose patience. Don't get aggy with all the possession and no shots. See, I'm having to tell myself, I have to coach myself to watch a game now. Andy says, need to capitalise on Leeds and Ipswich drawing at the weekend in there. Andy, yes. Have you given me your score prediction yet? Nick has here. He says 2-0 to Leicester. KDH and Mavadidi in there. Ian's hoping, I'm hoping for an early lead as well. But if we get an early lead in, let's go on and make it 2. Let's get in there and get in there. Gav says he's watching it at a friend's place. Thanks, Gav, for letting us know. I hope your friend's a Leicester fan, of course, in there. Davis, watching on YouTube, says Leicester 4, Birmingham 2, with Daka getting 2 goals. Davis goes on to say, thank you for that. Andy says we should be all over Birmingham. In my opinion, they are not a good side, so I feel a statement result coming on tonight. Well, maybe it'll be like the Blackburn game, Andy, when we went on and, you know, again, we didn't crush Blackburn that day, but we sort of cruised and eased on to a 4-1. I felt like when we played Plymouth as well, I don't think we crushed them. But some of these games, you know, the Plymouth game, the Blackburn game, we have gone on to get the goals in there. Let's hope it's one of those games, shall we? Carlos, good evening, sir, saying 3-1 to the boys tonight. Richie says, are you on here on Christmas Day? Do you know what, Richie? I'm not. I'm going to have a day off, mate. I think I'm not. But we have made, talking of Christmas, Richie, and everybody else who's watching, we have made a Christmas special. For a very rare time, we had me, Reedy, Tom, and Jamie from the Fox's Arms all in the same room. We've been doing it for years, like, because we all live all over the place. So we actually got together last week and we've recorded a Christmas special. It is on YouTube, so feel free to go and watch it over there. So perhaps I'll share that on Christmas Day instead. Neil, and we should have made Jamie from the Fox's Arm dress up as Santa, shouldn't we, really? I'm going to say he's got the build for it, but then ho, 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 I can't exactly talk about it either. Niall says, just woke up in Australia. Niall, what time is it? Good grief. 12. It's got to be, is it about 5:30 a.m., Niall, over there? Anyway, he says, come on, Leicester, I'm thinking a 3-1 win. You see, that's commitment for you, isn't it? Waking up early. Let's have a little shout out. Where in the world are you watching the match from tonight? It can be anywhere. I'll start you off. I'm in Loughborough. So where are you watching the game from tonight? Where are you cheering on? Let's have a big shout out. I want everybody who's watching, tell me where you're watching it. And let's get as many shout outs out there as well. Andy is saying 4-1 to Leicester, feeling confident. The other Andy is saying 2-0, and we won't score till the first 15 minutes of the second half. You're probably right there. Nick, hope you're well, Nick, saying looking forward to this one. Time to push on after Ipswich drawing Leicester 1, Leicester 3, Birmingham 1. Now, I've just shared it in the link again. If anybody wants to click on the link and come and give me their comments, that's what Reedy did. He's at the match and he did it. So if you're watching this wherever you are and you want to click on that, do let me know and just click on it. Come on, give me your pre-match views. Bubba says he's seen the YouTube show. Thanks for that, Bubba. I'm glad you enjoyed it in there. Matthew says, watching from hospital in the USA, awaiting my first little fox to join our family. Oh, well, good luck. I can't quite say congratulations yet, Matthew. Have you picked any names? Do you need any help? Do you need everybody who's watching tonight to give you some names? Is it a boy? Is it a girl, Matthew? Do you know? Are you going to call it Little Vardy? Filbert? I'm trying to look at your profile picture. You're sub 35, I would say, Matthew, sub 30 maybe years in age. So it will be a modern day player. Let's give Matthew Alves, who's over in the States, awaiting his first little fox in the hospital. Let's pick him. So I want to know names for Matthew's new child. I want to know where you're watching in the world, and let's have a look in there. Concrete Cow Country. Where's that, Daryl? You've absolutely lost me. Concrete Cow Country. Is that Somerset you're on about? Ian's in Scraptoft. John's in North Wales. Gav is in the Isle of Man. Carlos is in Rothley. Bob is in Corby. I love all this. Love getting there. William is out in Paphos, Cyprus. Oh, is it warm out there? Because I tell you what, it's a bit cold and wet in here. Bubba is out in Pennsylvania, USA, watching on ESPN. Thanks, Bubba. And Bubba always watches the FANZONE show, so it's great to have you on here. Peter says, it all depends which Birmingham turns up. Let's hope it's the right one. We'll have a game on our hands. I'm watching from Norfolk over there. Joe is watching from Mansfield. Glamorous Mansfield, I'll have you know. Joe, listen, I've been to Mansfield. Unless I'm missing it, ain't that glamorous, mate. Andy's in a village in Charnwood. Are you posh, Andy? Are you in Quorn? Is that what it is? Andy's in a posh little village in Charnwood. Either it's Salby, not quite so posh. But hey, listen, I've lived in Salby, so nobody knock it. True. For 6 months till they kick me out, obviously. Derek said, good luck, Foxes. Niall saying 5:56 a.m. in Adelaide. I'm happy I'm not underwater like Carnes. If you've seen the news, have seen the news. Do you know what? All the way here, Niall, tonight's news, a kangaroo being rescued in the floods. It's top news, even over here. Nick says, watching from good old Leicester in there. Daryl says, name him Yannick. He's talking about Matthew's new child. Give it, actually, Jan. Yeah, I quite like Jan as a name. Yannick, or just call him Vesti. That would be nice. Philbert if it's a boy, Vicky if it's a girl. Andy, a lot of people won't even know who Vicky the Fox is, let alone Dennis. Jenny says Coventry, but definitely a Foxes fan. I'm thinking 3-1 to Leicester in there. Daryl's watching out in Milton Keynes. Oh, yeah, of course. You're on about the cows, aren't you? Yeah, now I've got it. The Stone Cows down there. David's saying, same here, 6:30. He's in Australia. Better than the usual 2 a.m. start. Come on, Leicester, 2-1, Dave. David, Packwood then. Are you watching this before you go off to work? Perhaps it's great timing. 6:30, cup of coffee, bacon sarnie, and you are all done and dusted before the day is made. The trouble is, an early kickoff like this for you lot out in Australia, if we lose, which we won't lose, but if you do, you're going to have a bad day out there, aren't you? Scott says, are you concerned about the bench, especially our midfield options to come? No, but I mean, I don't know where Dennis Pratt is or Mark or Brighton. So are you worried, Scott? Let us know in there. I mean, listen, that starting 11 going across the screen at the bottom, Manson, Ricardo, Fies, Vestergaard, Justin. I think that's the strongest back five, isn't it? Then you got Winks and Diddy Dewsbury Hall. About as strong as it gets. Got Mavadidi, got Daka, you got Fatawa up top. Decent. Two keepers, never normally used. You got Cody and Suter. Nelson, Chowdhury, Kasedi, Inacho, Cannon. I think we've got a mix there, Scott. We've got a mix of attacking talent. We've got a mix of midfield talent to come on and a couple of defenders. Auntie Karen's watching out in Wigston. Patrick's out in Market Harborough. Nice place, Patrick. Bit a nice place out there. Andy's watching in Dublin. Have you got a pint of Guinness? I'm being so predictable with some of these comments, aren't I? Port Pie County. Melton Mowbray. Andy's in. Malk's in Mount Sorrel. Come on, the Sorrel. Chris is watching from darkest Rutland. They probably haven't got lights out there, have they? They've still got lanterns out there. Thank you. Bob's telling me Milton Keynes. That he's not there, but that's where the cows are from. Robert's out in USA. The Tuscan Fox. Yes, indeed. We're there. Steve's in Ibiza. Steve, you're partying hard out there in Ibiza. What's the weather like in Ibiza in December? It's got to be still nice, maybe. Andy says, Vicky the Vixen thought I might be pushing people's memories in there. Yes, definitely. Whatever happened to Vicky? Did she run off with somebody and take Dennis with her? Did we ever resolve what on earth happened to Vicky the Vixen in there? Terry is watching out in Telscombe Cliffs. I have no idea where that is, Terry. I've got to be fair. Terry watches a lot. Always see your name pop up, Terry. Telscombe Cliffs. No idea where that is. So let us know in there. Now, listen, we've not got long until it's kick-off. It's about 25 minutes. We've got a watch-along show tonight. Michael is hosting that. I'm going to put the link out there one more time. I am hoping one of you would like to come on and click and give us a view. So if you are feeling brave, click on the link. Tell me what you think. Come on. We're always asking for new fans to come on. And people often say, oh, it's always Phil, it's always Reedy, it's Tom, it's Jamie. It's always the same fact. It's people who click. Anybody is welcome to come on Leicester Fan TV at any point. So do click on that link. Joe says, score predictions tonight. Joe, I am going to go for a 2-1 to Leicester, if I'm being honest. I think we will win it. I'm expecting it to be I think we know what's going on now. I'm expecting us. I can almost write it down. 650 plus passes, 70 to 80% possession, 5 to 10 shots, 4 on target. 2 goals. We might let one in. It feels to me that's it. I'm not saying it's predictable, but that's what I sort of feel. If I was to, you could almost play a new game, which is predict how many passes we'll get, and I'm going to go for 668 passes tonight and 72% possession. But listen, the only stat that really matters is 3 points, isn't it, Joe? But let me know your score prediction as well tonight. Matthew, watching out there, we're having a girl name not finalised, so keep suggestions coming. Matthew, listen, if you're anything like me, if your wife, girlfriend, whoever gave birth to a little girl and you went in and said, well, I've asked the Leicester fans and they've decided that we should call our new daughter this, I think you get lynched. Anyway, let us know. Let's see if we can get a shirt maybe sent out to Matthew. That'd be nice, whatever. Knew you would say that. Brighton. Oh, Brighton. Do like Brighton, Terry, but I didn't know that's where Telscombe Cliffs are. Thank you for letting me know in there. Andy says, the rumour with Vicky, she was stolen, never replaced by some Rams fans. I don't know, Andy, if you're joking there or not, mate. Who knows? I wonder, in somebody's cupboard somewhere in Leicestershire is probably the Vicky Vixen outfit. I wonder what happened to it. Did you know? Listen, I can tell you because did you know that Tom, who comes on Leicester Fan TV, did you know this? Has he ever said this? Am I going to get shot for telling you? Did I ever tell you that Tom was Phil at the Fox for about 3 seasons? Perhaps we should question him about it. Perhaps we should have a special with Tom as Phil at the Fox. Yes, back many years ago, Tom was Phil at the Fox. Well, there you go. I'm not sure you knew that. Well, I've told you now, haven't I? Scott is saying 2-2. TJ, thanks for watching over on Facebook, says 3-1. Tim Smith is in Saltburn by the Sea. Must be nice. Ian is saying, just wish we were a little more direct. Yeah, me and you too, Ian, at times. I do. Locks is watching. Locks. Click on the link, Locks. Come on. Put your gin and tonic down, Locks. Give us your views. He says, another win incoming straight back up Leicester City. listen, Locks, I agree tonight. I think we will win. We should win. We should take advantage of Leeds and Ipswich not doing so well at the weekend, and we should win. You know, this is when Leicester will go and fluff their lines. We've been watching them far too long. Scott says, I'm concerned as we have no wingers to bring on, and in all honesty, don't rate Casady too high. I mean, Scott's looking at the bench there. That's the main thing there. Listen, you've got Chowdhury, Casady to come on midfield. You've got Inacho, you've got Cannon to go up top. I hear what you're saying. I don't know where Albrighton is. I don't know where Pratt is. I don't know if there is a bit of a bug going around the camp, but there's certainly a few out. Nacho back tonight. Peter says, think we'll have a 3-1 to Leicester tonight. About time Keane and Dewsbury Hall bagged a couple in there. Karen says, to name a girl, he's on about Matthew's daughter who's been born out in the States. Matthew, whereabouts in America? Did you say where you are, Matthew, in America? Let us know. He says, you can call her what you like, but can also make her a Foxes fan. I think Matthew's going to do that, Karen. I think he will make her a Foxes fan. Andy, sorry, Andy. I've just ruined it for you, haven't I, mate? I've just ruined it. Look, here he is. Here he is. Tom's here. Tom, we're just talking about Phil Fox, mate. I don't know if I've let a cat out the bag that you were Phil Fox once.
Long time ago. I'll always remember that goal against Arsenal. He scored the 1-1 draw. Craig was and I ran into the
We'll have to have a proper chat about it another time, Tom. Listen, you're at the game. What's your views on the team news?
I think the team picked itself, and if I'm honest with you, I quite happy to see Cody come out. If I'm honest, I think it was a weak link the other night. He still doesn't look up to pace with what we're trying to do. And he's probably the surprising one, the sluggish one out of a lot of the moment, the one who's not with speed. But I think the team at the moment picks itself. And when we played Wednesday and we're playing to Monday, you can, pick the same team here again about the rest. And same with them, we play again on Saturday, so there's plenty of time to recover. Obviously the team didn't get it until late today. I think there's a lot of traffic parked, unfortunately, with the traffic today. So literally saw the team walking past us about 10 past 7. So
yes, Tom, just it's hard to hear you, but Tom, just to reiterate what Tom says, the team bus definitely got stuck in a lot of traffic and didn't arrive till 10 past 7 today, which is not ideal preparation, is it, Tom?
Not really, and they normally get to the ground about an hour and a half before kick-off, so they can get a walk out, check the paint, see what studs they're going to wear, see how soft it is or hard it is. So obviously they're straight out, we're out in front of us at the moment, turn around, we are going We're doing a little keyboard session today myself. But they all look switched on, they all look focused, ready for the game. And once about anything else with an Enzo team, be ready and be prepared today.
Tom, a few players missing tonight who may have had an impact maybe from the bench. McAteer, Albrighton, Pratt. We're not quite sure where some of these players are. I don't know if there's an illness in the club.
McAteer had a knock, what Enzo said last game. Pratt's got a knock as well. Obviously, Vardy's out, we all know that was a knee injury. Sadly, I was thinking about that one. It takes all the Birmingham fans say we're having a bit of a group chat. I know, and they were saying, no knee slide in front of Vardy, Rooney on the 90th minute. Tom, I was like, yeah, gutted about that. And then I just replied, well, Tommy played the replay, Rooney be sacked. So, it's frustrating. We haven't got a few of these players, but look, there's still enough quality in this team tonight. And speaking to the players, they're worried they are. They're worried they're going to absolutely take them tonight. I'm not going to sit out and say that. I think it'll be another tough game. As I always say, the Champions League is no easy game, so we have to earn the right to engage in this level.
With Ipswich and Leeds having poor weekends relatively, this is our chance to just push a little bit of a breathing space. And Ipswich play Leeds next, and then obviously we've got Ipswich on Boxing Day. So today is a big moment in this season, I think, for Leicester.
Oh, massive. We can win today and then go fairly clear on the weekend. I mean, like I say, Tuesday you go 3 points clear of Ipswich, you go 13 points clear of Leeds. I think it is, they'll say what you want for the weekend. You'd tell that, so you probably want Ipswich and Leeds to draw and Leicester then to win and go, 2 more points clear to that. So, look, massive weekend ahead, massive few games in the Championship. It's nice to go into that game at Portman Road with a 5-point cushion, knowing that whatever happens, we're still in top of the league. And, you know, massive team tonight. Effort for me. 3 points is massive. You get 3 points tonight and really start putting that gap again that we had before between us and third and fourth. Because Southampton, really credit there, they've turned it around and they're flying at the moment.
Tom, before I let you go to enjoy the match, what's your score prediction tonight?
I'll go for a 3-1 win. I think it'll take it to 10 as usual. It'll probably take to about the 70th minute when we start breaking them down. I don't expect anything left from this team. But it'll be a Leicester, tie them out and then get some late goals for tonight.
Fantastic, Tom. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll hopefully catch up with you after the game. See you later, Tom. Or Philbert the Fox, as we should say. See you, Philbert. I've let the cat out of the bag now. Thanks, Tom. So that was Tom, who was Philbert the Fox. Thanks for clicking on. I say I've put the link out there. I'm going to try it one more time to see if anybody else wants to click on it. Do let us know if you're in there. Let's get your fast comments in there. Matthew said he's in Houston, Texas. Yeah, man. Well, enjoy that out there, and good luck again, Matthew. In all seriousness tonight, not just with watching the match, but will Matthew be watching? Will he be watching the game on his phone like this, going, just hold it, love. No more pushing. Just for 2 minutes. I've got extra time. You know. I don't know, Matthew, what will be going there. Gray Henfrey, Gray, watching on Facebook says 4-0 thrashing to Leicester. Ian's sticking his neck out, 5-1 to Leicester. And you're saying would be quite a good feature life like as a mascot. Interesting to hear some stories. Well, Tom was telling us one there about where he was just, I don't know if you could hear his audio, it was poor, so apologies for that, but he was saying about a game where Leicester drew 1-1 and he ran in front of the Arsenal fans at Filbert Street and got told off. Liam says, am I really trying to suggest Filbert the Fox isn't real and just a person in a suit? No, they're all real, Liam. Everybody, it's all real, honestly. As Dakaru's starting, stick my head out, says Andy, and says a 1-0 win. Scott saying maybe should have started Chowdhury and brought Ricky P on. I think if you've got Ricky P fit and if you've got James Justin fit, I can see it makes senses out there. So last couple of comments before. Rumour has it you was Bond's cousin Dennis. I've no idea who was Dennis or Vicky. We need to find them. It's one of those things. Who was Vicky the Vixen? Who was Dennis? What happened to their costumes? Oh no, in there. Matthew says, yes, he will be watching on ESPN while his other half is having a baby in Houston, Texas. In there. Andy says he was the Tops Tiles mascot, Andy. We need to have a chat about that because that was one of the worst mascots you've ever seen in your life. I will have to try and dig out a photo. You were that. We need to know, Andy. A FANZONE show, you can come on and you can explain why you were the Top Stars and why it was for anyone came in there. Anyway, Richie says, what am I going for? Richie, I'm going to go 2-1 to Leicester. I think we'll do it, and I think it will be the normal way in there. Craig saying he could have played Chowdhury and left Ricky on the bench as an extra winger. Yes, indeed, Craig. A couple of people have said that. Right, I'm going to go, settle down, pour myself a beer, get ready to watch the match. I'll be back at half-time on the watch-along show. Don't forget, Michael is starting the watch-along show now, so go and watch that. He'll be starting it in about the next 2 minutes. I'll be back at half-time, and then I'll be back with a different show at full-time to chat about hopefully another Leicester win. So join us for the watch-along, half-time, full-time. Come on, Leicester. Come. I'm reading some of the comments. Anyway, I best let you go. Settle down for the match. Don't forget, have the watch along on your lap at the same time. See you soon and see you at half time.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, Everod's, Barlow Blinds, Booker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Nubian Cow, The Fox's Arms and Rainbows. Run by the fans, for the fans. Follow us on socials at Leicester Fan TV and visit leicesterfantv.com for all the latest news, views and videos.